Welcome back to Birds of a Feather. This is your daily Baltimore sports podcast. My name is Nathan Stroud, and today we're going to be going over the Orioles and Phillies Game 3 of this three-game series. The series finale, the Orioles yesterday already lost the series. They lost the first two games of the series, and the Orioles were able to salvage the series and avoid getting swept today. The Orioles won this game 5-1 today over the Phillies. The offense early was cooking, was doing its thing early on and throughout this game. Big thanks to Kobe Mayo. We'll talk about them more in a little bit. But Trevor Rogers with another excellent start, threw like 104 pitches, 6 innings, 1 run, 6 strikeouts. Like he had a great day. Like he has in pretty much every single start this year. He had an excellent outing. And to be honest with you, this is one of his worst starts he's had this year. And it was 6 innings, 1 run. So if that's one of your worst outings, then you're doing something right. But Trevor Rogers has another excellent game. He gets the win in this game. And the Orioles get an overall nice 5-1 win over the Phillies to avoid getting swept. Again, they did already lose this series, but they did avoid getting swept, and they did get the win in this game, and they move on to the next series starting this weekend. But again, the Orioles get a win. We're going to be going over that right now. But going over this Orioles and Phillies game, the Orioles get their 52nd win of the season, and this game literally ended like 30 seconds ago before I started recording. I wanted to get this to you guys obviously as early as possible. But the Orioles win this game 5-1. Their record moves to 52-63 on the year. 52nd win of the season. But they get a win. They avoid getting swept, and to be honest with you, I mean, at this point, you'll take that. The main thing that I wanted to watch for in this game was obviously Trevor Rogers and how he was going to do against the Phillies, and then I also just wanted to watch, the offense hopefully go out of its slump. And while it's not necessarily completely out of the slump yet, they do have a better day than they've had recently. Obviously, yesterday they got shut out. Day before that, they put up 3 runs. And then today they put up 5 runs, but it was enough to get the win. Jackson Holliday was leading off this game. He went 1 for 4 with an RBI. Jordan Westburg doesn't get a hit. He goes 0 for 4. Gunnar Henderson goes 1 for 4 with a run scored. Adley Rutschman is one of 2 Orioles in this game with multiple hits. He gets 2 hits. He gets a run scored as well. Adley Rutschman, I'll say this about him. He has been pretty damn good since he's come back from the injury. Again, he was out for like over a month, and he's been pretty freaking good since he's come back. Multiple multi-hit games, had a 3-hit game as well in there over the past couple weeks that he's been back. But shout out to Adley Rutschman. It's nice to see him back. It's nice to see him swinging the ball and hitting the ball with more confidence. He did adjust his swing a little bit when he was down in AAA and while he was just rehabbing from the injury. But Adley Rutschman does look a lot better than what he looked like earlier on in the year. His average is still sitting at a 238, and his on-base percentage is at a 322, and his slug is below a 400. But it is improving and is getting better, and that's all you can really ask for right now. But overall in this game, the Orioles offense had 10 total hits, scored 5 runs, went 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position, so they were elite in that category, left 4 guys on base. The Phillies in this game went 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, so it was a big difference there. But going back to the offense, Jeremiah Jackson continues to play very well for the Orioles in his very small sample size of games, but again, we called him up right after the trade deadline. He got called up for the first game of that Cubs series this past week, and he's played the Cubs series, and he's played this whole Philly series as well. And Jeremiah Jackson in this game gets his first extra base hit. He also goes 1 for 3 with an RBI in this game. He gets an RBI double, a 278 average across, 5 or 6 games this year. Not too bad by Jeremiah Jackson, somebody who was playing well in AAA. And there's a couple other people in AAA that are playing very well right now that should be getting called up very, very, very soon. In particular, I'm talking about Samuel Basayo and Dylan Beavers, obviously. That's going to be extremely exciting when they get called up, but we're going to probably have to wait another week or so. I mean, who knows what the Orioles are going to decide to do with that, but we'll figure it out. But Jeremiah Jackson, since he got called up, has been playing great. So shout out to Jeremiah Jackson. Kobe Mayo in this game. And this is the player of the game on offense, 100%. And you want to talk about somebody who has a lot of confidence recently. You want to talk about somebody who's been playing with so much confidence and so much swag and just hitting the hell out of a baseball. You're talking about Kobe Mayo. Kobe Mayo in this game, the other player in this game besides Adley Rutschman that had multiple hits. He went 2 for 4 with a run scored and a 3-run home run in the 4th inning. The Orioles scored 4 of their 5 runs in the 4th inning of this game, and 3 of those runs were thanks to Kobe Mayo with a 3-run homer. It went like 421 feet. It was at like 107 off the bat. Incredible game by Kobe Mayo. And again, he is somebody who, ever since he's been playing full-time first base, he has been playing with so much more confidence. He's hitting the ball so much harder. He's hitting the ball better. He's a lot more patient at the plate. He's drawing a lot more walks and just having better at-bats in general. But he has been excellent this season for the Orioles overall. Obviously, overall, on a season standpoint, like, again, a 221 average, like 4 home runs, 17 RBIs, isn't like the craziest thing in the world. But again, you have to understand all the little things that surround that as well. But Kobe Mayo has been playing very, very good recently, and hopefully he can keep this up for the rest of the regular season, throughout the month of August, throughout the month of September. So hopefully he can keep this up throughout the rest of the year, and then heading into spring training, and then heading into next season as our full-time first baseman, which is what Kobe Mayo and I'm sure all of the Orioles front office are expecting him to be. But Kobe Mayo has been playing very, very good baseball, and he's hit a few home runs here over the last couple of weeks, so that's very nice to see from him. He was always somebody who in AAA, Orioles fans and management, everybody like that, they looked at him as somebody who can just hit the ball so hard. He has amazing pop, and it's really starting to show at the major league level. Colton Cowser in this game gets a base hit, gets his first hit of the series, actually, and he also made a very nice play out in left field. But Colton Cowser went 1 for 4 in this game. Dylan Carlson went 0 for 4, and Austin Jackson went 1 for 3 with a run scored. So overall, the offense had a decent day. Not anything too crazy. Obviously, Kobe Mayo was kind of the star of the show with that 3-run homer. Was responsible for 3 of the 5 runs in this game. So shout out to Kobe Mayo for just being excellent this season. But now going over the pitching in this game for the Orioles, because this is something that really needs to be talked about. And we're going to be talking about somebody who really needs to start getting his respect and the respect that he deserves, and that is Trevor Rogers. I talked about it in yesterday's episode how this game, the most important thing for me watching this game was to see how Trevor Rogers was going to do against the Phillies, who are one of the best teams in baseball. And he went out there and he did not disappoint. It wasn't as efficient of an outing as it was against the Cubs, or it wasn't like a shutout, 8-inning game or whatever. But it still was an excellent start by Trevor Rogers. He's 5-2 on the year. He gets credited the win, very deserved. He got through 6 innings of work, gave up 8 hits, 2 walks, and 1 run, and also had 6 strikeouts as well, and 104 pitch count across 6 innings. He did get worked in this game, but again, it is the Philadelphia Phillies. They're one of the best teams in baseball, one of the best offenses in baseball. So your starting pitcher getting worked isn't necessarily some crazy thing. But Trevor Rogers had an excellent game. 6 innings, 1 run, 6 strikeouts. He did give up 10 total base runners, 8 hits, and 2 walks. But he was really able to work out of the jam, was really able to work through the traffic, and only giving up 1 run while allowing 10 base runners is pretty damn impressive. Again, 6 innings, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, 104 innings pitched, which is the most of the season so far. His ERA actually stays the exact same at a 1.44, so it didn't go down, didn't go up. But an excellent game nonetheless by Trevor Rogers. He continues to just play so incredibly well this year for the Orioles, and he's somebody who I realistically think can be our opening day starter next year, either him or Kyle Bradish. But next season, I expect Kyle Bradish and Trevor Rogers to be kind of like co-aces for the Orioles next year. So that's obviously going to be very, very exciting. Going over to the bullpen, Ennis did his thing. He was excellent. 2 innings of work. Gave up 1 hit and had 5 strikeouts across 2 innings. He's somebody that the Orioles traded for from the Tigers for cash considerations, but he's been playing very well as an Oriole. And then Keegan Aiken in the ninth inning ended up closing out the game. Gave up a walk, but didn't give up a run. And the Orioles win this game 5-1. They do have a day off tomorrow, and then they're back at it again for a weekend series against the Athletics, against the A's. The A's obviously have been one of the more fun teams in baseball. They don't have a ton of wins. Again, only 50 and 65 on the season, but they do have one of the more fun offenses in baseball with guys like Nick Kurtz and Brent Rooker and Jacob Wilson and guys like that. They've been such a fun team, and it's going to be two young offenses clashing in Camden Yards. So this should be a very fun series to watch. So that series does start on Friday. So tomorrow I won't be talking about the Orioles, but there will be something obviously very important that I will be talking about regarding Baltimore sports, and that is obviously the Ravens preseason game. The first Ravens preseason game is tomorrow, so we will be covering that in full tomorrow night. So that's going to be the episode for tomorrow, and then we're back at it again with Orioles content on Friday. But tomorrow is a day off. Weekend series against the A's this weekend, and I think this Saturday actually is when we're inducting some guys into the Hall of Fame for the Orioles, including Adam Jones. So that's going to be a very special day for the Orioles overall, very fun day in general. But on this game, this upcoming Friday, it is going to be JT Ginn for the Athletics and Tomoyuki Sugano for the Orioles. Tomoyuki Sugano has had a couple good starts in a row now. He's starting to kind of bounce back a little bit. Hopefully he can continue to play well, and hopefully the Orioles can go out here this weekend and get a series win. But thank you guys so much for tuning into and listening to this episode of Birds of a Feather. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow up on Spotify, and make sure to like the video on YouTube as well. I'll be back at it again tomorrow with an episode going over the Ravens preseason game against the Colts. There will be no Orioles game tomorrow, but we will be doing our first really, not even official because it is a preseason game, but our first time going over a Ravens game in a recap. Obviously, a majority and a lot of this show has been recapping every single Orioles game this season, but tomorrow will be the first time that I'm recapping a Ravens football game. It is preseason. It's not technically like official, but it still is a Ravens game. It still is a football game recap that we're going to go over, so that's going to be very exciting tomorrow. It's going to be a very exciting day. Ravens football is, I guess, technically officially back tomorrow, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure to tune into tomorrow's episode tomorrow night for all of the Ravens preseason content recap and all of that jazz. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I'll be back again. But Orioles content will be back again on Friday for their series starting this weekend. And obviously, I'm still going to go over everything Ravens related this weekend as well. But tomorrow is going to be solely reserved for the Baltimore Ravens. Again, no Ravens content today. They didn't have practice today. Everybody is just gearing up and getting ready for the preseason game tomorrow. So there really wasn't any practice today at all. So nothing really Ravens related going on. So just Orioles content today. Hope you guys enjoy this content. Make sure to follow the Twitter. Make sure to follow the Instagram. It's going to be in the link in the bio of whatever platform you're listening on. And I'll be back again tomorrow for Ravens preseason game, game one. The first game for the Ravens this season, technically, with the preseason. I'll be back at it again tomorrow. I'll see you guys later. You have a great Day. Go O's, go Ravens, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.